It is highly significant the fact that the deployment of physical energy is perfectly aligned with an exact meaning. So whenever I engage my muscles in such a motion, I have the meaning of the necessary revolt and the meaning of piercing through the web the belief in the existence of the world. I can produce even more motive, even more revolt when I can understand how rare it is to really touch on the nature, on the exact nature and necessity of this posture. If I can fully understand how rare and how enormously precious it is, and the despair, the ingredient of despair, that it's a sort of amnesia that is incomprehensible or impossible to indicate. Can engage most pure motive, meaning most immediate experiential necessity or despair, related to this amnesia that is clearly observed in my own experience. So I know how rare and subtle this kind of attitude is to confront the nature of perception, to confront how beliefs are shaped in the world around us. So then I need to make it available by any means, to make it available by some kind of meaning attached to some types of movement. How rare it is to really align the force of the body with the exact nature of certain spirit postures, attitudes, or types of insight. Discipline of life creation is morphing the resonance of words, feeling in very subtle and direct and complete ways all the resonance of words in this reality, in this configuration of the body. To be aware of all that it takes to consider this as real and to to have stable grip on this reality. So there is an element of method to engage this capacity of life reform. As if being inside the stomach of an animal, that you need to develop the hands that can pierce through this stomach. This happens in very subtle motions of tendency. For example, in this moment I can be perfectly tuned to the urgency of the task, to the fact that is not only a possibility but the most necessary act of birth. Most necessary act of liberation. There can be observation related to how the memory of certain motions remain attached to some construction of an atomic form. How one can remain attached to some form of physical movement. Which is precisely not the profound scale of the nature of this process. So these motions can have a meaning in a certain configuration of attitude or motive, on certain foundations of transcendental process. They can function as a mnemonic device. As a memory for attitude, because we have a very primitive imagination of what the body is, what our being is, but we have no means of memory for structures of attitude. So it's not only the perception of the world that is continuously consuming the energy of attention, but also the perception of our anatomical stable presence, the continuity of our physical bodies is the same type of waste of attention, the same kind of imprisonment.